Welcome to the setup and operation guide for the constant air range of fast tent inflatable buildings. Team brief. Before you start, make sure that the setup team understand the installation process and correct manual handling techniques. Labor. The number of people needed to set up a fast tent building will depend on the size and number of modules to be set up. Location. Choose a setup location away from overhead power lines, trees, and sharp obstacles. Unload. Unload on a pallet or lift with transport bag straps. Never use a knife to remove packaging. Unpack. Each fast tent module includes transport and storage bag, inflation fan, anchor ropes, anchor stakes, and repair kit. Power supply. Constant electric power is required. Connect each fast tent module to a separate 20-amp circuit. Loss of power. The loss of electrical power will cause fast tent to depressurize and slowly descend to the ground. Unroll and unfold. Unbuckle the transport bag and unroll the fast tent module. Unfold each side until the building is fully laid out on the ground. Webbing straps. Webbing straps hold the side walls in position during inflation. Once the fast tent is anchored and joined to other modules, the webbing straps may be disconnected. Inflation points. Each fast tent module has 4 air filler pipes, 2 on the outside of the building and 2 on the inside. Filler pipes which are not needed for inflation can be tied and pushed back inside the wall. Connect fan. Select a filler tube and place over the plastic cone on the fan. Use the cam buckle to tighten the strap. Inflate, ensuring the filler pipe is straight and the deflation zips are zipped up. Turn on the fan. The fast tent building will inflate. Assisting inflation. If, after a few minutes, the fast tent does not fully inflate, check that deflation zips are closed and the air filler pipe is not obstructed. A small vertical force can be applied in the middle of the roof. Moving. A fast tent building can be moved whilst inflated. Grab handles are located along the bottom of the building. Fast tent can also be lifted using the ground anchor points. Following correct manual handling techniques, lift each corner of the building. Doors and windows. Doors are secured with Velcro. To open, roll up and tie with strapping and cam buckle. Windows have 3 parts: an outer blind, a clear PVC window, and a fixed mesh screen. The blind and window can be opened by rolling from the outside. Ducting points. 2 pass-through points for ducting are provided in each end wall. Open the cover flap and secure the collar around the ducting using the strapping and buckle. Wind. Only set up your fast tent when the wind speed is less than 20 miles per hour. Once set up and anchored, your fast tent can be used in wind up to 40 miles per hour. In gale force winds above 40 miles per hour, fast tent should be temporarily deflated. Temporary anchors. Before inflation, temporarily anchor the windward side of the fast tent using loosely tied anchor ropes. Always check for the location of underground services before driving anchor stakes. Final anchoring. Ground level anchors must always be used. Mid-level and high-level anchor points provide additional stability and should be used when fitted. Use the long metal stakes for the ground level anchors and the shorter stakes for the mid-level and high-level anchor points. Hard standing. On hard standing, use sandbags, concrete blocks, or water-filled containers as ballast or templage. Snow. Use a cover box to protect the fan. If heavy snowfall is expected, elevate the cover box to keep the fan clear of accumulated snow. If the tent is heated, using the internal airfill points will allow warmed air inside the tent to circulate throughout the roof and walls. Anchor point colors. All components needed to connect fast tents together are permanently fixed to each module. Anchor point areas are colored red on one side of a fast tent building and green on the opposite side. As you unroll each fast tent, ensure the anchor point colors are aligned with the tent to which you want to join to. If you need to turn the tent, this is easiest when it is still rolled. Removing end walls. Each fast tent module is supplied with 2 end walls, which are connected to the building with Velcro. Walls can be removed between connected modules whilst the fast tent building is inflated or deflated. Inflate and align. Inflate and position the fast tent so that the ends of the buildings to be joined are touching. Deflate both the modules. Try to ensure that as the fast tent modules deflate, they remain close together. Dutch lacing. Fast tent modules are connected with a rope and eyelet system known as Dutch lacing. Work as a team of 2 people. Pull the tents together and thread the rope loops through the eyelets. At the end of each Dutch lacing section, tie the last loop to prevent it from unbinding. Rain flap. A rain flap covers the join between fast tent modules. Once the Dutch lacing is completed, pull the rain flap across the join between the buildings and temporarily secure with the pre-attached squares of Velcro. Unused rain flaps can be rolled back and tied. After inflation, tension the rain flap using the webbing and cam buckle. Final inflation. Once the Dutch lacing and rain flap is secured, simultaneously turn on the fan for each module. Check that the walls of each fast tent module are aligned. Adjust position if necessary and anchor. Deflate. Reattach the webbing straps across the base of the fast tent and roll down windows and doors. Simultaneously switch off inflation fans. Remove filler pipes from fans. Undo the deflation zips and leave the fast tent for at least 10 minutes for all air to escape. Remove anchor stakes. Once deflated, untie the anchor ropes and remove the stakes from the ground. Fold. With the fast tent fully deflated, fold the walls into the middle so that only the base of the building is in contact with the ground. Folding into thirds along the length of the module will result in the tent being the required width for the transport bag. Roll. Roll the fast tent building as tightly as possible using 1 or more persons to compress the material. Tie a rope or ratchet strap around the rolled fast tent. Roll the bundle into the center of the transport and storage bag and secure the strapping. That concludes the setup guide. If you are in any doubt about the installation process for fast tent and inflatable buildings, contact your local supplier or get in touch at Njordair.com.